creative imagination began with a new art form. Makes me feel I belong to something.
All right, finally got that sorted. Sorry about that, guys. Technical difficulties with the sound. Trying to make sure that it's not, it was either like super low or super loud. So, anyway, welcome to the Alliance Live Show 110. Been doing this for a long time now. I'm super stoked. And we've got some things to discuss here. You know, we've got big news, big relics. So before we get into that, let me go ahead and introduce the co-host for the evening. We've got from down south and one of the more knowledgeable members of the SWGOH community, theory crafter extraordinaire, good old Maurice. How you doing, friend? Maurice, I think your mic is muted, but I love you.
Good evening.
We've also got from the Boba's Alliance and just a wonderful all-around person and beautiful lady, Avinash. How you doing?
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you very much. Glad to be here.
And from... I'm not going to do that again. I was thinking about it, you know. I want to do like a basketball like intro for you every time, you know, like when they introduce like Patrick Ewing. And from downtown in Georgetown, number 33, RangerJ1999
My team cheats in Akeem Lodge one. How dare you?
But Ranger from the Reality Skewed Gamers is here as well. Guys, remember,
Yes, I have nothing insightful or informative for the community to say.
Ranger is just kind of an all-around extraordinaire. I mean,
That's true.
some would consider him a mod expert.
Yes.
So that would be where I'd put
And
him.
I play the game too.
They all know more than I do. Let's just put it that way. Okay, but just also, by the way, guys, I know we usually get to this at the end, but I just want to mention in the beginning this time, links are in the description for everybody here's channel, Operation Metaverse, for good old Maurice and TMoney, Reality Skewed Gamers, and their show on Wednesday nights is linked in the description, and also Avinash and the Boba's Alliance YouTube channel is also linked in the description of the channel, so definitely make sure to check those out and subscribe. So, guys, Relics are here, and they are apparently here to stay, although I wish we could roll it back. So how what are your first thoughts on this? I mean, is this Gear 14? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Let's go around the table here.
Well, it's not Gear 14. It's 8 through 14 stars. You know, it's just the gear that you use to get these relics to 7 is probably just as much, if not more, as the previous 13 levels. It's pretty insane. You start getting those 6th and 7th relics, the components and stuff that you need to use to craft them is pretty tough. So you gotta use Gear 12 plus stuff. I mean, Sith Raid type gear to craft these final levels. It's you have to make a decision. Do you want to gear 13 characters, or do you want to go for relics? Like, you're gonna have to spend your ship energy to farm for the Gear 12 plus salvage to craft the little goblets to make your relics really high. So it's gonna be interesting to see what everybody does in about a month.
How ridiculous is I don't have a level 7 yet, and the highest I have is level 5. How ridiculous is it from 6 to 7?
Very. I'll tell you here exactly what it is.
As in the type of gear, or
It's ridiculous.
You need Gear 12 plus stuff. You need the MK12 black balls, and then the computers. Like the things that Wampa and CLS take 2 of. You need to use those. Just straight up use those to craft.
How many?
50 gets you 900 points. Yeah, you got to cough up, I think, probably about 200 or so of them to get enough.
Oh man.
Ridiculous.
But I mean, it's the increase is significant. So I mean, you're getting your money's worth. It just seems a little steep now, but who knows? There's still a chance for them to slowly, give us more ways to get gear, stuff like that. So we'll see.
they're going to have to. They just got to. Otherwise, people are going to take years to be able to get, practically one piece.
Well, that's the point, I guess. That is the point. So, gotta be wise. Gotta be wise with your monies and your resources.
So,
Crystals.
I kind of like it for General Grievous. Like, I think this was much needed for General Grievous. And congrats to Capital Games on finally making General Grievous OP in this game. Yes. Yes.
He was like lower than a slug for the longest time. And now he's like one of the best characters, if not the best character in the game.
I don't think he's that OP.
I just think
His relic is kind of junk.
I just think it's kind of like early game. It's kind of
more
okay.
health. Yeah, but I mean, I face 7-star or gear relics Grievous's all the time. It's on offense he can wreck, but between my Malik and my Marauder, I one-shot his ass. So. But if you know how to control it, it's not that hard. And still, I just took my Revens, and I'm working on some of the Jedi with Vast Elite. Still, you can get some relics and stuff on them. They're going to still be the counter to Grievous, even at 7, whatever we're calling it. Level 7 relic, Gear 7 relic, the other 7 relic. It's too much titles now.
Yeah, I had my whole DR team wiped out in one shot from the 7 relic.
Yeah, it can happen.
Yeah, but I've also been able to take out a G7 Malik with just my Sith Marauder. who is like Relic 5.
He hits so hard.
Oh, I know.
Stupid.
I know. I love it. Oh, yeah. 161K. And it was like, yeah.
It's craziness. It is so crazy, the offense that is given to some of these characters. Anakin hits like a freaking monster now. Sith Marauder hits like a monster now. Grievous hits like a monster now. And I think it'll even out once other characters and tunes get to that same kind of Relic level, right? You know, so yeah, Grievous seems overpowered now, but I know there are some Maliks out there that I've seen that are Relic 7 that have a ton of health and protection. Like, oh, that's cute. You just hit me, and then they one shot his ass back. So it's but the problem is the discrepancy now between those, you know, level 7 Relics and Grievous compared to a lot of people that just got Gear 13 level 1 Relic. It's like, sweet Jesus.
I think that, like, end game, like, let's say once you have like 30 or 40 like relics at level 7, Grievouses will probably not be one of the better ones. But I think, like, right now, because of how good that team is, and I'm not talking about the Grievous-led team, I'm talking about the IG-88 team. You know, a lot of people are going to use that on offense to beat Revan and Malik, and it's a good option for people that don't necessarily have the Sith Empire characters. You know what I mean? So,
well, I mean, because really, if you've got a screaming good team and you've got them all modded out correctly, but you only need about a Relic 5 to take out, you know, a whole team of 7s, right? So I mean, this for the free to play and the or, you know, just newer players. You know, Grievous is a good option. I mean, that's just one character. You don't have to keep up with the rest of your shard and take Malik to 7, Revan to 7, take all these characters to 7. You could just take great. And I mean, actuality, Bastla's really the only one worth taking up. You know, like the rest of them are kind of meh. Like Marauder, yeah, he hits hard, but I mean, in terms of overall like relic improvement to the base stats of the character, he's not one of the better ones. He's just one that we use every day and notice it with that ferocity. You know.
Oh, it's stupid.
Yeah. Him and HK both are incredible because you got that ferocity. But like if you look at the actual numbers of the relics and how much they improve a character, I mean they're both fringe top 15-ish, top 20 and like overall in attackers. So it's
Well, let me play devil's advocate here, okay? I mean, there may be characters out there that get a more significant bonus from their relic. Right, like for example, let's say Plo Koon gets a much higher bonus from his relic than General Grievous does. That still doesn't necessarily mean that Plo Koon is going to be the better relic to level up, because even though his statistical increases may be higher, and you may be getting more bonus out of that particular relic and leveling that up, there may be no reason to level up Plo Koon. Right, so it's it's like as far as that goes, it's still going to be kind of situational based on the abilities, and then there's also the other factor that we have to think about, which is now that anybody that has these level 7 abilities is going to eventually these level 7 relics is going to eventually get a new ability to these characters, right? So, what does that mean? Do you think we're going to have to take any additional steps in leveling up this relic to get that ability, or do you think that anybody that's already got a max relic is just going to get the new ability whenever they're available?
That I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming you have to hit a certain relic level. Imagine
they make you level up the relic to level 7 again to get the ability.
Yeah, but you got to think with these new abilities. Like, okay, let's say they just give us the abilities. Well, once it comes out, like if you got a level 7, you get an ability. I would assume that you still are going to need ability mats like Omegas and possibly Zetas to rank up the ability.
I hope not. That's going to be so. God.
That's.
I didn't think about that's such a great observation. My head hurts.
You know what I mean? So like, you got your relic to level 7, but now all of a sudden you need 13 Omegas and 20 Zeta mats to go on top.
50 Zetas. 50 Zetas.
Probably.
Yeah, and it's so lacking right now in terms of getting Zetas and especially Omegas. that it's pretty much a slog fest at this point. I think in that sense it's a little bit unbalanced. They might need to like add something else, another way that we can get some of this stuff, because if you shorten the time too much, then everybody's going to get it, and then it's just not fun because everybody's got it. But if you wait too long, if it's like a year down the road when you're going to be able, just as a wild example, to get one character, that's way too long. You got to find some kind of a balance in there, some way, to where it's not going to be too much time.
You'd think they'd have some, like, it was either today or yesterday, we had that the smuggler event where it gives us just like a handful of all the different mod salvage. Like, maybe, I mean, I could see them maybe doing a once bi-weekly, once a month type event where we get some of these little cantina farm supplies drops. Maybe they put them in the Grand Arena store, something like that, you know. I could see them adding those 3 components somewhere else. I just, you know, the gear, like 1 through 3 is easy. Everyone's got tons and tons of that stuff. It will run out if you go bananas. But you know, 4 to 5, it's a little more difficult. But you know, you can kind of hoard some hollow projectors. You know, for those of you that spend money on the game, you can even buy hollow projectors. 300 crystals for a full hollow projector. That will get you 500 points towards the salvage, which isn't a terrible value. I mean, I guess in terms of overall, like I don't know, it is. I don't know what I'm talking about, but there's once you get to 6 and 7, it's just all Sith Raid drops, or you have to farm.
I know, right? And you're trying to still work on your roster, right? Because you've got, like, I'm still working on clones. You know, I'm trying to get Echoes and Fives up. They're not easy. Fives is a pain in the ass to get up, right?
Yeah.
With all the Corbantes and stuff he needs. It's like, I'm not using that crap for 6 and 7. So it's like, give me a break, man. Jesus, this is craziness, man. This is absolute insanity.
Are you guys already like almost out of all that low level gear that you need to convert the relics?
Oh no, I have like over 10,000 of pieces of some of the pieces, so it'll be a little while before I'm out, and I'm just
you have enough, to get a few characters to like 5, you know. But after that, because the exchange rate is pretty brutal. I mean, you'll go through that stuff pretty quick.
Right.
Once you start getting
I imagine
levels.
a lot of people will probably go to from like 3 to 5 maybe, and then hold.
Yeah, I could see that too.
And then to figure out what they're going to go do next, and maybe a special character or somebody else that's coming out. That's kind of how I see it. Now, do you guys feel like that relics were released a bit too soon?
Absolutely.
I agree too. I would have imagined that I could see it maybe coming in the middle of next year or sometime after the first of the year. I'm thinking like May or June in a sense. So I guess maybe halfway in the year, because G13 just came out.
It feels like G13 has just came out.
It did. It just came out, and so now we got slapped with something else on top of that. And man, there are a lot of people quitting the game right now. In rage quitting, in a sense, or saying that's just too much.
Well, I mean, there has to be somebody in Team Instinct that has, 186 level 7 relics already.
The guy I'm fighting right now, in Grand Arena, he has a level 7, he has a level 6, a handful of level 5s, and he just put 1 to 2 across every major character he has. This guy's spent a fortune. And the thing is, like, when Grand Arena locked, 4 days ago, we have the same top 80 GP, right? Use the bot. Mm-hmm. You can see that's how they matchmake, top 80 GP. And he has already shot up 200,000 GP higher than me in 4 days from these relics.
Right.
And this player, while he was a good player, good sport, a nice guy, but from a mod standpoint, the lack of mods he has at our GP is abysmal, and he's just continuing to increase his GP. So I mean, you guys gotta be real careful with these relics. Like, if you're not, if you're getting your butt kicked in Grand Arena, putting relics on is not going to help you. It's going to make it worse.
Yeah.
You're going to be facing better players. So do keep that in mind. Take it slow, guys. Take it slow. Really make good decisions with these, because the GP is going to count big time, and that's so.
The other thing too is for newer players, mid-tier players that are still working on their rosters, right? I cannot for the life of me. I've been thinking about this and thinking about this. Which Einstein over there at CG thought that using Cantina energy would be a good way to go?
Oh, yeah. Let's
For me,
do
it's
double
fine.
trust.
Like I only have like like ships to farm. So for me, it's not that big a deal. I can not finish Plo Koon and work on Cantina scrap. But I was talking to a lot of people in the community the last couple of days, and they're bewildered. Like they're like, do I work on this first, or should I finish this Cantina farm and then do this? Or I'm like, God dang, man, I'm having to really answer a lot of this, and it's giving people a lot of dilemma. Do I get my arena team done and then go back to farming? But if I don't get this character, then I can't get Darth Revan. I'm like, oh Lord, So it's put a lot of extra added pressure on newer and mid-tier players than it should have. Because if they don't well out, like they have no chance. I mean, relics are that nasty. Mm-hmm. So that's the other thing that I just can't for the life of me figure out why Cantina.
Well, I still think mods are king, right? Like,
mods are still king, yes, but it's still it comes down to, we always have to manage what we're working on, right? Whether it's gear, character farms, those kind of things. It just reminds me of when we had mods connected to this. And then before they separated it out, we had to make a decision on, well, farm this character for 3 days and then go do mods for this amount of time and then come back to this character. It's asinine. It really is.
Well, they should have put like a firm, like relics are completely unaccessible. Did you just unlock your Wat Tambor shards, man? Yeah, get in there and gear them up.
I was saving it for the stream.
Oh yeah, my face. Yeah, my bad.
I haven't geared mine. My mine's on. So I was
no. You've been saving for my bad. But like, there should be mods should be completely honest. Like, you just can't access them at all until you reach XGP. Like, they really should be some sort of cap. Like, 4.5 million, 4 million, something realistic. Because if somebody in the arena
gets lucky, yeah.
If a big spender, gets his characters up quick, which he's going to do, gets them to gear 12, gets them to gear 13, and then puts relics on top of that. Granted, he's going to be spending tens of thousands of dollars, but he is virtually unbeatable for the rest of eternity in arena, which makes it kind of discouraging. But I don't know.
There are positives and negatives, right? We talked about this in the Jedi Academy. There are positives to the mods, to the relics, and there are negatives, right? I think you made a great point, good, Maurice. We talked about it. The separation, I think, will be good for GAC, right? Negative squad arena is a nightmare, right? So you can go back and forth on it. It's just, where do you think this fits for you for the positives versus the negatives? So it's. But one thing I think we can all agree on, it's really overwhelming. We've been playing a long time. I'm sitting there. I've got 10 characters at gear 13, and I'm like, Jesus, what am I doing with my life?
Yeah, like I haven't even mapped out my plan for who to take the gear 3. You got to
I know, right? I'm
you got to think ahead, and now all of a sudden you're like, well, I don't really need the gear 3. Do I need the gear 3 to this character anymore?
Yeah. I'm like, because the next two I had planned to do was Anakin and Han Solo and Chewbacca. Those are the next 3 on my list. But then I'm like, it made me pause today because I'm like, are those the right ones to do? I don't really know.
I had to kind of scrap my list, and I'm just totally reevaluating what I want to do at this point. And it's like, okay, I really need to refine what I'm going to be working on next and what I'm going to need for the foreseeable future.
I'm kind of letting it play out. Now I took every character I had gear 13 with at least the first level of the relic. Then I'm like, I'm going to take Malik to 5, but then after that I'm like, what do I do next? So I'm really thinking it hard, like, where do I go from here? Because I know my gear's going to run out quick. So it's like, I'm not spending money for this. I just refuse.
I think Basila is a safe choice.
Yeah.
Her relic and her enhancements. She's got a really nice relic, and she's flexible. Like in the future, you can use her with Palpatine. You can use her with Freya. You can use her. You know, I think she's her and Malak. I think would be the two.
I like this. Yeah, I took Darth Revan to 2, but then I was kind of looking at that today. I stopped. I'm like, should I do Master Marauder? What should I do here? You know, so
Wargol says he's going to have an R7 Wicket soon.
Sorry, I feel very bad for you, my friend.
I hope that's not. I hope you're kidding. I mean, unless like you also have like every other character or Relic 7.
Well, Finn's doing Jedi Counselor, so why not go for it, brother?
Finn is really doing Jedi Counselor.
Yeah, going to take him to 7.
That is the one cool thing about the relics. You can really just go all in on your favorite characters, and they're going to be good.
Yeah,
they might not be as good as some of the other characters, but they're going to be good. Like it'll be real interesting. Like everyone, when Grand Arena first started, it's like, oh, this person has this team, this person has this team, but now everyone has those teams. Now it's not what teams do you have, which super characters do you have. Yeah. So it will make strategy interesting, assuming you can beat Relic 7 characters at all. So that would be this Grand Arena will really, I was on Jedi Academy the day, and I was every answer I just felt so lame, but I was just like, wait, patience, and like I'm still waiting on Grand Arena how the matchmaking works before I really.
Yeah, we won't know after this next battle, but after that, we do for the final week, and I'm gonna be interested to see what it does, because if I get the same people that I've been facing, it's on 4.6 million GP now. Usually the people I face have 200 to 400,000. You see my matches go, Maurice. It's it's going to be interesting to see how it totally plays out.
Yeah, Master KT. Yeah, that Night Sister Spirit one's that's a good one.
That's a tempting one too, man. I've already got DACA. I'm like, do I do the next one?
What is Night Sister Spirit's relic? Is it like ectoplasm?
It's
ecto cooler.
Is it just an ecto cooler high C juice box? That'd be amazing.
Lime flavored.
That'd be cool.
Oh, it is water of life.
Oh God. All right, we're doing some.
What is it? What is the picture? Is it like just a picture of like
it's just a thing.
It's a
water.
Vase. It's like a tipped over vase.
Yes.
I was
pretty lame. No, actually,
I was
Matata.
There are certain characters that I kind of wonder what their relic is going to look like. Like I mean, like what do you imagine that Coruscant Underworld Police's relic is going to be? You think it's going to be that pistol?
I don't know. That's a good question. Jesus. You know what? Now you made me want to go look. So let me look at Cup, because I bet it's
somebody's got it. Somebody took a picture of it. It's R7. Somebody the same. I think it's the same person took Cup to Gear 13 first. Took it all the way to R7 first.
It's blaster. It's blaster.
What about somebody like who doesn't have a weapon, like C-3PO?
They showed his in that the preview. I forget.
I think it's some kind of device or something.
Communicator or something. Yeah.
Yes.
They have to get creative. These relics.
Some are easy. Lightsabers or blasters, things of that nature. But Water of Life, man. I was like, well, that doesn't make sense. She's dead, and she's a spirit. Okay.
I wonder what old DACA's is. I imagine old DACA's.
I have hers unlocked. It is.
Oh, I was gonna say I was gonna look. Yeah, go ahead.
I do have it unlocked. Let me look real quick. Is the Orb of Resurrection.
The Orb of Resurrection. All right.
Orb of Resurrection.
Yeah. Most definitely.
It does look like Winnie the Pooh's honey pot.
It does look like Winnie the Pooh's honey pot.
Winnie the Pooh, little buddy.
You would think that Revan's would be his mask. Yeah.
Well, his lightsaber's archonic, but yeah, if they'd done his mask, that would have been cool too.
Yeah, it does look like Honey the Pooh's. Yeah, oh my god.
I have a rumbly in my
Callus is pretty cool. The mask, the Vader's mask. That was pretty cool.
Kylo's is Vader's mask?
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's awesome. That's actually pretty cool.
That one was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But for the most part,
It's my grandfather.
for the most part, they were kind of lame. They're just like such and such blaster, such and such blaster, such and such lightsaber. Like it's just, they're all the same.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
It's like,
how about that what, baby?
Grandfather, I will finish what you started.
Well, B2, it's his arm.
What the hell was that?
Someone trying to impersonate Kylo Ren. Yeah.
I thought Ramon had some
Well,
voice box
when you-
going.
when
I do have
that-
I do have a voice box. I have the machine over here, so I changed it. Yeah.
From the
Yeah,
truck
when
to
you
the
do
remote.
that, if you're doing Kylo Ren, you need to throw a tantrum when you do that.
No more voice modulator. Okay, I promise. I'm done. But all right.
Impersonate me.
All right, so the other thing I wanted to ask is, well, first of all, congrats to anybody who got Watan board, because I did. So congrats.
Maurice both did too. Yeah.
Congrats. So that's awesome. I'm gonna work on him. That's pretty cool. But yeah, I think a lot of people are confused right now about where to go, what to do. Dr. Gonzo said he's gonna unsub next time I do the voice modulator. I mean, now you're like tempting me. But I mean, as far as that goes, we will. One more topic I wanted to discuss quick before we get into the meta is now obviously we're at the cusp of when we're going to start looking at the light side GOTB, right? Because we're just all getting done with the Separatist droids and the Separatists. How far do you think we are right now from light side GOTB, and what should people be doing to prepare that? Because I mean, again, like this is so. There's so much stuff. I mean, you have the relics to worry about now, Gear 13, and now you have to start worrying about all these other characters that are going to be in another, territory battles. So I don't know. It's a lot. It's a lot to think about, and it's not the good stuff, right? It's not like raids and new game. It's a lot of farming.
Well, I think a real kind of. I mean, if you guys have the luxury of. If you do have all your Cantina characters farmed and you can't afford to farm some relics, I think Fives and Fives and Echo,
Yeah,
pretty safe tag team there to work on. That will help you not only in Grand Arena, but that will really probably get you a solid team for the light side. It's not a mandatory team for the light side territory battle.
Kenobi and Anakin as well.
Yeah.
That's a deadly combination.
Yeah. Ahsoka actually. Like that's the thing. Like everyone's going to be getting close if they haven't already. Unlocking the negotiator, maybe either after this one or maybe the next TB or the one after that.
I got it.
Yeah, depending on how good that ship ends up being,
not that good. Not that good at 5 stars.
Yeah, well, that's true. But if that is indeed the next ship meta, you do have to consider that. So before you guys go nuts and get all your Sith Empire team up, just know that there are other elements of the game. If you really devote to the Sith Empire and neglect your fleet, you could really fall behind in fleet. And me personally, I'd rather do well in fleet. I know it's less crystals, but that's where you get your Zetas from. I think fleet is actually going to be kind of interesting. I think these relics are really they really could mess up fleet. Like get you out of your comfort zone. You just climb and hit the same people every day and take your spot, no worries. 1, 2, 3. MILF versus MILF, but now I'm already starting to see some super fast Bistons. People are Gear 13ing their Scarecrow Pathfinder with some relics, and just like so it's gonna be interesting. Bosk.
That's I think the main problem right now is there's so many elements to think about, really, because I mean, like you really have to decide, like in which direction you're going in, and if you make a poor choice, especially now being that the GOTB is coming out, you could fall behind for your guild too. Like if you start farming relics and other things instead of farming, characters or farming gear for certain characters. Like these clones, guys, you're gonna have these clones at Gear 13, Gear 12, right? At least. So just be ready for that. Probably in a couple weeks. So like Gonzo said, probably. What did he say here? He said You think it drops end of the month?
I don't think it will be in this month. It could be next month. I think they said somewhere. I mean,
I think October is when they're dropping Light Side GeoTV. I think we're going to get more reworks and characters first. Maybe some new clones, things of that nature first, and then they'll drop the bomb on us. Give us time to kind of wrap our head around the relic system and stuff. So
it would be it would be a little too much to just like shoehorn in like light side GeoTV in like 10 days.
They love to stir up drama in the guild scene. So if I had to predict something, they'll release some Malik style or legendary, some sort of way, some character that's going to be required a week before it starts, and then the guild's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, you don't have character X. You've been here for 3.5 years, no problem. Time to go. bring it to somebody else." Like that's what they seem to do. They really like to have. I don't understand.
It's like the go-to. Well, because they know that peer pressure is the best way to make money. You know what I'm saying? Like, because at the end of the day, if you feel it's one thing at all to not buy something for yourself, right? Like, like to make a decision like, all right, I'm not going to invest in this because it doesn't make me happy. But if you not investing in something will make you feel like you're lesser of a person to your peers or your friends, or that you're not like helping out your team, or you're letting your team fall behind, or you're failing somebody else, that is, what's that called? Fear of missing out, FOMO. So it's one of those things that that's what they kind of thrive on. It's FOMO. I think when the game first came out, they were going after like your desire to get characters and shards out of like the chromium packs and stuff like that. And they were kind of trying to, but then when they realized that the guild element can be used like, to mentally, screw with people, of course they were going to go after that, you know what I mean? So that's it's just a no-brainer. Right. But let's move along. I seem to be having some difficulties with the game here. The wheels just spinning, so I'm going to restart that. But while we do that, we will get into the meta. So you would think that after, relics and all these things, that there'd be a significant change to the meta report. Guess what? There isn't. So what do we have? One interesting thing to look at here, and that is that IG88 right now is the number 2 leader in Arena in the world.
Well, what happened is they released the relics and was like, I gotta instantly put it on Darth Malik. Like that's what everyone did. And I don't know. Myself included, I have a level 3, Darth Malik. It's just level 3 Basila. But it's kind of wish everyone just would have sat on it. Just really, everyone tried something different. That would be a lot of fun. People just. There's all sorts of teams that can beat Revan now. I mean, if you put a relic on Anakin, you put a relic on Grandmaster Yoda, Grievous. There's all sorts of teams that can compete in Arena now. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, it all depends upon what people have been working on for G13 too, because that's not always easy to get to. It depends upon what people are trying to focus on that, because unfortunately, you can't put relics on a non G13 tune. And I keep thinking I can, but nope, I can't.
It's just, you gotta be careful. I mean, the 88 team sounds so great, guys. You're like, oh, I can get Grievous. But, I mean, that's a significant Zeta investment on characters you might not ever use again. So do keep that in mind. Especially with these relics now. I would not start building that team now. You've missed it. There's going to be something else, something better with these relics come out in a week or two, maybe 3 weeks. That you might not need any Zetas at all, So it's just I would pump the brakes on that team if you don't already have it.
Yeah, otherwise you're gonna pull a Dartron, and you're gonna save that team until they're ready, and then when they're ready, the meta will pass you by, and that happens. That's why Dartron doesn't play anymore. Not rest in peace, but Godspeed Dartron wherever you're at. Those of you longtime listeners know exactly who I'm talking about. But let's move on to the top 10 squad members. Again, this stuff is kind of, it's kind of jarring to look at, to be honest with you. But General Grievous does make the top 10 squad members at rank 1, and BB-8 at number 10.
BB-8.
Why?
Wiggling his way back into the meta. There he is.
Wiggle.
Is he part of the Grievous team?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I guess a few people run Jedi Training Ray maybe in first place, and that's kind of why he's made it higher than the rest of the droids there. But yeah, that's cool to see. That's cool to see him back in there. That's cool. It's been a long time, old friend.
BB-8 back in the mix. But all right, let's go on to the top 5. So this week we have top 5 attacker relics. So we were going to do an overall top 5 of the relics, but again, it's still a little bit early, I think, to make that determination because, like I said earlier, there may be relics that are more beneficial to a character, but may ultimately still not be the better relic to level up. So I would say, we're going to kind of wait it out a couple of weeks and see, how things progress, and then we'll work on a top 5 overall relics. But for today, we're going to give you our thoughts on the top 5 attacker relics. So let's go on to the number 5 attacker relic in the game. And where is that, Maurice? What is that?
That is Jango Fett. Let me pull up my little list here. I had a good list. No, I don't. Yeah, but okay, these guys are going to be kind of a combination of the best value, like the biggest increase, and then also how relevant the character is. I mean, there's a lot of characters that get the very best relics, but they're trash characters, and those aren't good. And now I'm looking at it. There is a character that's missing on here that probably shouldn't be. I'm sure you guys will figure out who that is. Number 5 is Jango. He gets a pretty significant, I think it's about 130+% boost to his physical damage. He gets about 55% health, survivability, not health, but just overall survivability, defense, and health, protection, all that jazz. A very good character. Makes him pretty tanky, especially if you use a boss bleed. He's starting to get up there. He's becoming one of the more dangerous characters in the game, and now he's got that separatist tag. So you got a separatist that you could use. And, he's very interesting. If you can use him in the TB, and you get the TB, I can't think of the name of it, of course, but the green buff that you get when you kill a character with a separatist, he gets a few of those stacks on his head. He starts hitting really, really hard. Just very, very good character. Scoundrel has a generic scoundrel lead. You can put any scoundrel behind him for a speed boost. Of course, he's a bounty hunter and the separatist. He's becoming a very, very useful character, and that Jango Houndstooth node is looking more and more like a super value for the newer players. So consider him, especially bounty hunter fanatics. He should probably be the first bounty hunter you take up, just from a character standpoint. Where the boss does have a ship, but very, very good.
He does have a lot of versatility these days. So, I think that when it comes to damage, he's one of the higher damage dealers, I think, in the game with that basic attack that he has. He hits really hard, especially if it double taps. He's, again, this is kind of early, but I think that, you want to choose specific characters to work on that will kind of benefit a whole squad. And, for those bounty hunters and scoundrels, he'll be, a huge bonus. Plus, he just recently got the separatist tag, so that makes it a huge bonus as well. All right, moving along to our number 4 attacker relic in the game. Who do we have here?
This is Ahsoka. Much like the rest of her Galactic Republic brethren and sister, brother and sister, she gets a pretty nice health boost from her relic, and she also gets a lot of damage. And Ahsoka, she's kind of unique. You can build her for damage, or you can build her purely as support. And this relic kind of allows you flexibility to do either. You can kind of min-max her one way or the other. I do like this. She could be a pretty important part of perhaps the next ship meta. As you'll see, pilots take take the cake in this list just for their overall use, because the relics are important for the ships, guys. They do level 3, 5, and 7. That's a pretty significant boost the ships get. So do keep that in mind. But Ahsoka is very nice, just more of the same. More, just more. And then the relic will provide the higher health pools. And if you do mod her for health, like if you're in your Padme team, remember that she will get even more health from that unique she has. I believe it stacks max health on top too. So the more health, the merrier. The more stacks, the more protection up she'll get underneath Padme. A lot of people are running that Rex lead with Barriss. You can run all 4 501st Ahsoka on there with the big health pool, and just be a real nightmare with Barriss. So it is one to consider. She's pretty good at gear 13 as is, and then you start stacking relics on. She's pretty good, guys. So do keep her in mind. Which is weird to say because she's always been so blah. She just
True.
Well, the ship makes it a huge bonus too. I mean, as far as that goes, I mean, I think that, especially considering that the Galactic Republic may be the next meta for ships, there's something to think about there, and she obviously has, a place in the meta now, on Natalie Portman teams, and with the Jedi and the light side GOH TB coming, I think you're going to get a lot of benefit out of this one too. And she has always been a pretty good damage attacker. I think with her basic attack, I mean, early game she was. Even though she was not really the most popular character, she used to hit pretty hard. Plus, she would, heal herself with her attack, so that's a benefit. Obviously she's been reworked since then, and now she has a more significant place in the meta. But work on that relic. I think it's also a pretty cool relic to upgrade. It's her two, one short, one longer lightsaber, so that's pretty awesome. But that is our number 4 attacker relic in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Our number 3 relic is Count Dooku's lightsaber. So why is that number 3, Maurice?
Count, in terms of attacker, Count Dooku actually gets, just in terms of overall stat boost, his might be the very best relic on. Might be the very best relic. I'm referencing a Reddit post here, and we use this in one of our videos. The gentleman's name is Destructo on Reddit, and he breaks it down. I like what he does. He basically puts the health and protection and just the defense gains into just a base stat he calls survivability. He gets 63.9% physical survival rate, and his physical damage increase is this overall damage boost. I guess that's probably including some armor penetration and stuff like that. 199%, very, very big damage boost that he gets. So this is he's number 3 because his character is not as good as his next 2, or the missing one as well. It's not as good as 3 should be, but it just overall, if you do get that relic up to 7, he's double tapping, just doing considerable amounts of damage. And becomes a little tankier, especially if you have that Zeta. He gets a nice boost to survivability, and then you put the Zeta on top. He's recovering protection. He's got crit immunity. He could be a real pain to deal with once the Relic 7 start popping up. So we'll see. Maybe it's the return of the Dooku meta. Who knows?
The evasion meta returns. The evasion meta returns, boys and girls. But no, seriously, I agree. I mean, if you have that Zeta on him, it increases his survivability. Plus, on top of that, the Zeta just makes it more dangerous. I mean, he's double tacking. He's got the ability block and the stun on his basics. So I mean, overall, Dooku has seen some nice improvements over the last few months in general. He's somebody that's going to be a necessity for GOH TB, and it's worth the investment. It'll make your battle with Asajj Ventress in Phase 2 of the GOH TB a lot easier, if nothing else.
Well, we could be getting a separatist ship fleet too, and I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility he would have his own ship. I mean, he could be a pilot. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, if that Grievous, if the Malevolence drops, I mean, he's a part of that fleet.
Yeah. Yeah, at the very least, maybe one of maybe co-pilot it. You know, like that would be interesting. But we'll see. But he's number 3. He doesn't make too many lists, so this is good. We've got some newbies on the list this week, so this is good stuff.
Faux show. But that is our number 3 attacker relic in the game. Moving along to our number 2 attacker relic, we have Han Solo. This is definitely a homer pick by good old Maurice. So, guys, ask questions. No, seriously, I'm sure I know why he did this. And, I mean, first of all, I mean, it's a cool relic. You know, his gun is awesome. And, on top of that, you know, he's got a ship. He's got probably the best ship in the game. And, I mean, anything that increases his damage and survivability, I mean, he's already really a bonkers character. He just needs, I think he's just kind of squishy, and he's really just kind of, he's kind of faction specific. But, again, I think he's going to be a key component to light side GOH TB for sure. For you know, getting through some of those later waves.
Well, according to this post, you know, he is the 8th overall. He gets the 8th highest damage increase, and the relic itself gives crit chance, crit damage, and just flat damage as well. The mastery, if you will. So you can completely eliminate needing any crit chance sets. Like you see in this picture here, it's health. You don't need the crit chance as much because it's got the passive unique. So you can work on that survivability a little, give him some more health. You know, he does have a little bit of health steal, hits real hard, so that little bit of health steal could be a whole lot, but it's big time. You know, if you were to face a team and you had a level relic 7 Han Solo and they don't have any relics, I mean, it's not out of the realm possibility that you could just one-shot that character out of the gate, you know. So it's, you know, and it is the best ship in the game. He is currently the best ship in the game. He is one of the pilots of it. So we'll help you out there. He's overall. I mean, a lot of good raid teams include him. I mean, the majority of the community relied on Han Solo when the Sith raid came out for that Chex Mix team. Same thing for the tank raid team. He's a member of some of the solo teams there. But he's always going to be a good raid character. So this is a relic that could help you out across all areas of the game.
Agreed. Yeah, so that is our number 2 attacker relic in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Moving along to our number 1 attacker relic in the game. And drum roll, please. Who is it, Maurice?
Anakin.
Jedi Knight Anakin. So why is he the best attacker relic to work on in this game right now?
Again, very, very good pilots. Like I said, pilots kind of took the cake for this list because it's an all-around list. And clearly, I forgot to put Grievous in. That was kind of an oversight, kind of, sort of. His relic is not the best, but Anakin's is. Anakin is really, really good. He is the 8th, 9th, 10th. He's around 10 to 12th overall physical damage increase. That AOE, especially if you use him with all Galactic Republic characters, with that 100% offense boost. On top of all this offense he gets from the relic is just absolutely insane. You can just level a team with that. And you can do it over and over and over again. Every time somebody gets below 50% health, speeds them up, and you can just really, really lay teams out just single-handedly with him. He's pretty fun. So it's pretty cool. I'm not a huge, never really like the character that much. But, you know, his basic is huge, especially in the current meta. He's got buff, block, and healing immunity in one basic attack. That's insane for any to go against any team. Just the huge AOE. It does have a leadership ability. It's pretty junk, but and that bonus turn is clutch, especially if you get Padme to go along with it. With that Zeta, so it's a very good one. This is one of the ones I would recommend probably to everyone, like a General Grievous, Anakin or Grandmaster Yoda, like just safe investments. probably for the foreseeable future, if not for the rest of the game. Like this he's a very, very good character, very flexible character.
Again, he's going to be a huge component to Lightside GOTB, somebody with a great ship, and, could be a great addition to a negotiator, General Kenobi kind of centric fleet meta. So, I'm sure he'll be a part of that if that's the case. So, for those of you, working on your negotiator, this may be, a component there for that. Obviously, he's seen reemergence here in the meta with the Padme teams, and overall with the Shaak Ti now being free to play and, getting her leveled up too, he'll be a nice component for, her squads. So, he's definitely, a versatile character that, does high damage, and, they boosted his damage significantly recently. So, there's definitely, a lot to invest in here. Plus, he does have that iconic lightsaber to level up, which as his relic. That's the OG lightsaber right there. That's the one in The Force Awakens, right? So, isn't that the lightsaber that Rey holds in The Force Awakens that breaks?
You asking me, man? I don't know.
I'm actually just trying to confer with Ranger here, really. But I think I'm right.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's the blue lightsaber that Rey wields, and that's the lightsaber that Luke has, and that's his dad's lightsaber. That's the lightsaber that falls down the shaft in Bespin in Cloud City when Vader cuts off Luke's hand. So.
Yep.
That's it.
You are correct, sir. That's 10 points.
So, I don't know how Maz Kanata got it, but it is a relic in Star Wars Galaxy. If I think of like relics from Star Wars Galaxy or Star Wars in general, this is definitely one of them. And a Sith holocron. But that's a conversation for another day. Anyway, that's our number one attacker relic to level up in the game. We do have an honorable mention, and the honorable mention this week is Ezra Bridger.
Surprise! yeah, Ezra Bridger gets a huge offense boost, third highest in the entire game, which would make his, if you guys have the Zeta on him, if for some reason you just love Ezra and you want to take him all the way up, you're going to have more than likely one of, if not the largest, well, excluding Grievous, we'll say top 3 to 5 just single target offensive moves in the entire game. It's going to be super, super hard hitting. Gets a nice chunk of survivability as well. There was a ton of characters that could have gone here, and just he doesn't make very many lists, so I put him. Of course, you could do the Sith Marauder, the HK-47. Race Scavenger is another very, very good one. We talked about Night Sister Spirit in the chat. That's another good one. Spy gets a nice boost too, but it's getting to the point where that almost seems excessive. It's just like, well, does your spy really need to hit for 800,000? I don't know.
Yes.
But Ezra took this for no other reason that he is a pilot. I know this is probably not going to be anybody's first Relic 7, but he is a rebel and he is a Jedi, and of course he slots in on the Phoenix team. He's a great raid character, a lot of use. He's got one of the best assist mechanics in the game. How you can pick which character you want to get what sort of boost. A very, very good character. He's just kind of middle of the road. CLS is another one that could have gone here. CLS gets a pretty nice relic, but I don't know. I might be a little soft on Ezra. I just
Abner thinks that Chewie should have made it.
Yeah. But Chewie's relic doesn't provide nearly as much of a boost as Ezra's does. Ezra's relic is just very, very good. Yes, Chewie could be in this slot too. Yes.
Plus, Ezra double attacks, and he's a high damage attacker too. Plus, he's a member of probably the best reinforcement ship in the game. So, there's some value there. And he assists all the time, yeah. So, he's somebody who, can double attack assist. There's definitely a reason to get him, his damage up as much as possible. So I can see that there. But, yeah. So that is our honorable mention, and
that one was very popular.
well, listen, there's a reason. There's a reason. These lists are all debatable. Okay, I mean, and ultimately we may decide that 2-3 months from now, after some revision and after a little bit more knowledge, that there may be some better options and there may be some new ones. You know what I mean? So we have yet to see. Plus, we don't know how these abilities are going to work yet, or how they're going to come. And we also don't know what other characters are coming out in the next few weeks, i.e., like, for example, new clones, new Galactic Republic characters, new light side Geonosis characters, Ki-Adi-Mundi, young version of Anakin, Padawan Anakin. So, they're probably going to have their own relics as well. And on top of that, they may increase or enhance the abilities of other characters in the game. So we have to wait and see, what that means in a few weeks. But nonetheless, at first glance, I think we're pretty on point with most of this stuff. So for those of you out there that are going to be working on some of this stuff, again, most of these things that we put on the list also are going to benefit you for light side GOTB as well. So they're really not poor decisions in the long run regardless, because you're going to ultimately need to level up most of these characters to help you out, especially in those harder nodes. Because if anything from history will tell you, the next TB, because people seem to already be getting 31, 32 stars in dark side GOTB, I'm sure that CG is going to make the light side version, just like they made the dark side version of Hoth territory battles, they're going to make the light side version even harder. So it'll be pretty hard, I'm sure.
I can't remember how it came up, but it did come up the other day in Jedi Academy. Perhaps they release these relics now to push the guilds like Team Instinct over the edge so they can get the 33. Then it's justified that they bring out the next one. Like that's somebody made that point on Saturday morning. That could be very, very true. So
it could be a part of it,
Yeah.
But we'll see. Either way, if you guys like that kind of thing, please do smash the like button. It makes me and Maurice feel real good inside. And on top of that, we appreciate it. It helps the YouTube algorithm, makes us a lot better. So also we're going to dive into the Q&A segment here. We're going to run through this kind of quick, guys. We kind of started late this week today. It's my fault, to be honest. So, we're going to take some questions here. This is typically the time of the stream where we'll answer questions and discuss any topics that you guys have. So, quickly, if you guys have any topics you want to discuss or any questions that you have, do type them into the chat, and we will discuss them here now over the next few minutes. But we're probably going to wrap up, I would say, within the next 15, 20 minutes or so. So, definitely try to get them in now. But while we do that, I'm going to go and 7-star my, whatever her name is. You'll see.
I don't really see too many questions, guys. So if you have any, get them in. Smoke, yeah. If you guys are playing Borderlands 3 on the PlayStation, hit me up. If you have not bought the game, I highly suggest not buying it. Because
it is addictive.
It's so awesome. Man. It's so awesome.
It's so fun.
Playing
so
that damn
cool.
thing like madman.
You have it. You have it on PlayStation, Maurice. Me too.
Yeah.
We could
Yeah.
we could totally homer out together right after the stream.
Yes.
Sleepover tonight. Yes, party time.
You can punch him in the face anytime you want. Good on Maurice. I will hold his feet.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's bedtime after this, buddy. We'll do that tomorrow.
I love that game, man. I love it. Love it.
Oh, it's cool. Middle, yeah. Okay, first question. Here we go. Vinicius Race. Do you guys think new mods are coming soon?
No.
No.
Yes.
No.
Just to be different. I don't think they're coming soon, but I do not think them showing off those 6B mods were a mistake. You know, they said in the post, somebody asked point blank, are there going to be increases to mods 6D, 6E, 6C? And they answered eventually, period. So that they are definitely coming.
They are going to come eventually, but not soon.
You know, I
It
think
better not be.
well, there's no with how quickly they've done relics. I hope they really sit back and see because if they do mods right now, they're going to have to. There's no way they can just foresee everything. You know, like it's already it's already swapped from percentage-based stats are now the ones you want. Flat-based stats are, you know, borderline junk. But you know, so they're going to have to. It's kind of like they did before. They made tenacity and defense slightly better. You know, it didn't give much boost to certain things, and so they'll have to go through. They might rework the way flat stats roll and stuff like that. So I think there's a lot of balance that would need to be done just to see how with these relics. God, I hope not. It'll be a nightmare. We were talking before the stream. Like we don't even. You know, it's so hard to buckle down and stay focused. You know, it's like what am I working on today? It's like you open up the game and it's just.
I mean,
overwhelming. It's just like
it's overwhelming, and you've been playing this game for 4 years. Imagine somebody just starting out in this game like 2 months ago, 3 months ago. I don't even know where to begin anymore at this point.
Yeah.
You know?
I think they are coming soon-ish. Probably Christmas time-ish. Maybe that's what they release kind of with the new movie release. That could kind of be a package deal and a big kind of patch quarterly type updates. What you can do is you can start getting your mods ready. You know, do start looking for the offense percentage, health percentage. You know, maybe 10 speed, a couple rolls, one of those percentages. Those are pretty good mods. Just be very careful with the ones you take to 6C. If you take it to 6C, you should immediately feel comfortable taking it to 6D. Like they should be your very, very best mods. Because the choices you make now in terms of mods are going to last you forever. So don't try to keep up with the Joneses and just do one to do one. Just make some solid choices there. All right, here's a good question from Aberdoon. Who is everybody currently farming?
Well, I am just wrapping up with B1, so I need I have been incessantly just refreshing this. I'm at where is it here? Okay, I'm at 200 crystal refresh now on this node, and I got literally like I started off since the reset. I started off with 94 shards, and I got 4 more shards, refreshing like 6 times. So I mean, like, you know, it's they have been drip feeding me these B1 shards the last couple days. I don't know, because I think they know I'm getting close to 100, but I need 2 more shards for B1 to be 7-star, and then I have him ready to get to gear 12. So that's awesome. But after that, I'm going to be working on this little lady right here, Shaak Ti. So that is my next farm, is Shaak Ti, and probably. Other than that, I would say just working on Sith ships on hard nodes to get them leveled up, and just in case something ever happens. But that's pretty much it.
What about you guys, Ranger, or Abby?
I've got my Shaak Ti like Relic 3 at level right now, but I want to get the rest of the clones up there. I need to G13 Echo. Right now, I've got Rex and 5s done, and I think they're up to Relic 3 or maybe 2 so far. But I'm starting to work on them. I'm confused because it's like I need to work on the TB stuff, and I need to start working on the light side one. So it's like I'm kind of torn, going back and forth on which ones I really want to work on. But I'll be dealing with some pilots too. So I'm going to start working a little bit on pilots.
Yeah, I'm working on Shaak Ti, who's going to see me in 2023 Christmas time. I should have her done. V says I'm finishing up Kifisto, but it's mainly gears, Echo 5s. We got to get Magna Guard to 11. So I just got Echo to 11, so I'll take 5s to 10 here tomorrow, probably get him to gear 11, but it's like, it's not one thing, it's always something else, man. On top of just all the, you got my 10 characters that were gear 13 to Relic 1 or higher, so that was the other thing I was working on, but it's like, Jesus.
And I'm a little behind. I just got my Embo to 5 stars this weekend. I'm still trying to plug away on him. I keep getting sidetracked. One day I'll get him, and then The new relic materials in the cantina. And then I'm doing so. Oh, Anakin's ship. I'm almost done with, and then it'll just be strictly right side gear from here on out there. So
Yeah.
Well, Aura Sing, I just 7-starred Aura Sing on the stream a couple seconds ago. That's the last cantina farm that I have. So that's done. And now it's really just, farming stuff for the Relics and Gear 13 and then Shaak Ti. And then also, Ranger, I think, mentioned, like Maurice mentioned, I'm still working on Anakin's ship too, but the problem there is, him and Shaak Ti are in the same location, so it's like, there are so many things to farm in that area. I still don't have a 7-star Enfys Nest. That's something I need to work on eventually too when I get time, but there just seems to be always some like super important character that drops in that area, and I think right now the priority should probably be Shaak Ti over Enfys Nest, so that's what I'm going to do,
Speaking of Shaak Ti, Gussie asks, just got Shaak Ti to Gear 13. Who is the best team to use her with?
I don't think that Gussie got Shaak Ti to Gear 13.
You don't know them.
I do.
Yeah, we know Gussie.
Okay, well then.
I know Gussie, and he doesn't have a Gear 13 Shaak Ti.
Yeah, his nickname is Gussie the Whale now.
Well, I mean, you can use her in two teams. You can use her in the GRT 5th, or you can use her in the clone team, either as the leader or as the 5th on the clone team. Ideally, you use her as the leader, but I still think Rex is a better leader for that team.
Mm-hmm.
But those are the two spots you use her.
Did you convince somebody to give you a free account? There's no way that you have a Gear 13 Shaak Ti and you farmed her from the ship nodes in like 3 weeks. I just don't believe that. But no, I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Maybe he wailed out. I don't know.
If you guys do have her 7-star, especially Gear 13, slap her in your P2 Revan teams. I guarantee you'll do better with her in there than Jolie. Pretty cool. So my auto Jedi Knight Revan team P2 average is going to probably about 1 million since I added her for Jolie. So it's like constant offense up. She's really a good character just to have all around utility.
Instead of Jolie?
Yeah.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
I haven't. Yeah.
You could sub her in for something else. It might even be better. That's just what I've done, and it's just
right.
Yeah.
I haven't had really a chance to. I don't have any like Zetas on her or anything else right now. I'm so Zeta poor. So I'm Omega happy, but Zeta poor at the moment.
I'm the opposite. I'm actually Zeta happy, but Omega poor. I've got enough. I've got Zetas for days, but no Omegas.
Right.
Thank you, Mr.
Blaze, thank you very much for the donation. He said, "Sup, guys? Always a great informative show. We really appreciate that. Thank you very much." And we were answering the question for Gussie. So what is the best team right now, to use with Shaak Ti? Really?
Ranger drilled it just with your clones or with Padme.
Okay.
I use it with Padme to counter Grievous. That's just what I do. I run a Rex lead from my clones. She's good. I would hold off on that leadership ability. Maybe if it's not too late, I would kind of hold off because that is a Zeta I have. And while it's cool, I just feel like it's going to be inferior with all this new stuff that's coming. I don't think it's going to be not for the 501st. That's just the feeling I get. I feel like they got me on Shaak Ti, but
yeah, I'm just kind of waiting to see.
Yeah.
What to do. It's like I want to put some Zetas on, but it's like I just don't know right now what direction the game is going and what direction the meta might be going.
Yeah, I've got like tons of Zetas and Omegas saved, but I'm saving them because I'm waiting to see what's the play,
I mean, what do you guys think? Gonzo is saying he thinks that there will be an event next week with Shaak Ti and the clones. What do you guys think?
It could happen. It wouldn't shock me.
Yeah, it wouldn't shock me. I think it was a little bit soon after, the Relic debacle.
She just became farmable. So, I mean.
Right, yeah.
Man, her drop rate is so awful. God.
I know, but I know you remember when Thrawn came out. That was like a week or two after the Phoenix performance.
I know. Yeah, what am I thinking? Yeah, you're right. Yeah, they'll do it.
Like Jedi Training Ray, like we had like maybe a month, like with the vets and the cantina.
No, it was like, you got a week. Good luck. It's like,
and that was when they were generous. Like now they just straight up don't care. Like it's just like here you go, characters out, events tomorrow, figure it out. Later, just drop the mic and walk away.
One day.
You know?
That's about right, too, yeah.
Oh, no. One day.
Let's see. All right, this is from Cole. Is Jango Fett worth taking to level 13?
Yes.
Yes.
I don't know if he's the top one to take, though.
But he's definitely worth it.
He's up there.
I think it's fair, depending on what your roster looks like. I think he's in the 10 to 20 overall. Like there'd probably 10 other characters I would easily do before him. But you can make a case that he should be in your top 20 to do.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do him like third, but he's up there. It's good too. I mean, just super useful. We talked about him on the top 5. He's a versatile character now, so I think definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
Where Goal asks, how soon before we get the new abilities from the relics?
Yes.
We'll see.
Not for a while. I think it's going to be months before we see those.
God, I hope so. I really hope so.
Because if it comes like next month, it's going to be like, oh no, one day.
I don't think they can push anymore right now. Like I think just the backlash in general. Like no one is super happy about the relics.
I also think that they have to do it in segmented releases, right? Like there's no way that they're just gonna dump 180 abilities into the game and just like hope it all works out. You know what I'm saying? Like they're definitely gonna have to release it and see like how these abilities interact with the rest of the game, because they could totally break the game. I mean, they've done it before, you know. So, but I mean, you would think that they would want to release, let's say, 10 abilities at a time, 20 abilities at a time, so it can be kind of controlled. So if there are any like weird interactions with raids or territory battles or just arena in general, they can nip it in the bud right away. You know.
Well, but you say that, but remember I guess it was almost about a month ago, they did an open beta invitation on the forums. So you could sign up to be in the next open beta. They've done one of these before for the whole community. I mean, this could be a way to kind of play test it with the masses instead of just making it the live release, making us the beta players. Like this could be why they were making it a public beta, because it's such a huge thing to test. So, God, I don't know. Now I'm nervous. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
The beta invitation. Unless I've already missed it. If that already happened, then I apologize. But
it would be nice to know those abilities before getting to level 7 on your relics. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to suck. We just talked about all these attackers that get so much damage, and then, like, Han Solo's extra ability is garbage, or just doesn't get one. So I don't know.
Han Solo waves at his opponent from across the screen. Takes away 5% turn meter.
This is from Blaze. What do you think of T3 in place of Ezra in the Phoenix? No Sabine. Oh, okay. T3 in place of Ezra in Phoenix, no Sabine. So I can use another decent attacker. Well, I don't think you should use T3 in that team. I mean, I wouldn't even use Phoenix, to be honest, man. Like, don't put him on defense. Just keep him on offense, maybe. But I don't know. I don't know what to do with T3 outside of that nuke team. I really have no idea.
Yeah, he's a hard one to place. It's a really good tune, but there's just not a lot of synergy with some of the other factions.
Like the T3 will make Chopper better, but it doesn't benefit the rest of the team.
Right? Yeah,
like
exactly.
The other Phoenix would do.
They need to create a tag called just the leftovers, right? And and then they make a team with Visa Smar and like every character that doesn't have a synergy with anybody and doesn't really work with anybody, but they're a good character, and they just make a team so that they all have a faction tag for each other.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be awesome. What's up, McFly?
Baby Herman, would you like to see a ship raid in the future?
Yeah.
Yes, I mean we've been speculating that for like
We've been
years.
wanting that. Yeah, like a Death Star ship raid or something.
Death Star raid, absolutely, right over the Death Star. And
that would be so awesome.
It would be really cool if the last phase of the raid was like you in the center of the Death Star, like where you have to blow up the core and like you're fighting a battle against other ships there, and then at the end, like you blow up the center of the Death Star and you see it, you fly out, you get the whole cutscene at the end where you fly out of the Death Star and then the whole thing blows up in the background. That'd be awesome. There should be like a ground element to it too, though. It shouldn't just be like a whole ship. Like imagine a whole ship raid. That would be awful. It would have to be like part ship, part like regular characters, like half. Yeah,
but unfortunately for most of us, you'd have to have all Relic 7 ships. Just go in there and get one shot. Just like some of these combat missions in TB. Hans, Omar Van Harold Duarte, have you guys noticed the two style of setup they have for regular battles and raid battles? Which one do you prefer? I have not done a raid yet since the patch. But you guys,
yeah, I haven't.
What's different now?
I guess the style of setup. He says tap on your characters. One is to the side and one is lineup. I'm not sure what that means, but I haven't gotten a chance to do the raid.
What do you
patch came out?
What do you guys think about the new layout for battles? Like where the sim button? Oh, not the sim. The auto button and everything has been like pushed across the top rather than along the left side.
I keep access. It's like if you have everything at the top, you're gonna hit the wrong button. When they had the arrow button, the auto button right underneath and right there first, it was easy to hit. You didn't miss it by accident. But having it at the top, I keep hitting everything else.
You gotta look, Abby. you gotta look.
I don't want to look.
I got 15 accounts. I don't got time to be looking. It's just different. I think the arena battles a little. It's like they want us to focus more on the characters themselves. Somebody made the comment the other day that it does like on a bigger phone or like your tablet. It looks kind of like a bunch of empty space, like within the character select screen, but like on a smaller phone, that it doesn't really appear the same as it does on a bigger one. That's somebody said that the other day.
That's probably the issue because I use an emulator, and so there's a lot of empty space.
I think it's just new. I mean, the four of us, maybe. I mean, we all four of us play for so long, and anything like any dramatic appearance, like cosmetic change, is going to be an eyesore to us. But it's not bad.
I will make a comment though that the neon red and blue hurt my eyes.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I don't like that's way too bright, and it's like, oh man, I can't. It's confusing when I'm looking at the character screen when that comes up, and it just doesn't jive or mesh with the rest of the characters, the G12 characters or whatever. It just throws me off, and then the color throws me off even more.
Especially you got somebody right now I've got CLS favorited, he's gold, and then I've got Wat Tambor favorited, he's purple, and then I've got some of the guys I've got red and blue characters I'm considering putting relics on all the top, and it's all over the place. But
yeah, that's kind of how I see it, and it's just kind of like, I don't like it.
All right, so are these the last two questions here? What do you think about the First Order and Young Han?
It was still up. Abner asks, Guild getting 25 stars in GOTB. Focus on dark side or light side TB characters.
Depends on where you're at with your guild, and if your guild's still doing dark side and you're at 25, you need to work on your dark side characters first.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, what is it? Is it the next prize box up is what, 28 or 29?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe shoot
29.
for that.
Yeah, that's a good one to get. That's what we're averaging right now. 29.
Yeah.
One was 30, but the having a Gear 13 GBA and Gear 12 just makes a big difference, man. Let me tell you.
I mean, I don't know about what you guys got after, but the chances that anyone can really do that Dooku mission in P4 is probably pretty slim at this point.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's,
yeah,
it's going to be a while for that.
Yeah.
So you can
Phase
use your
4
separatists in the regular combat missions, So
Yeah.
and those characters won't be in platoons. So that's you at least got some Geonosis until you get the Watt thing done.
Abner says he's not a fan of the neon around the characters now. That should fit right in the hall for Urzatron right there and his whole theme going on. The neon
course.
character, yep.
This is my story.
I would. Django made the top 5 last, but there's hesitation to take him to Gear 13. What?
I think that was a misunderstanding there. I think somebody said.
No. Abner's just upset Chewbacca didn't make a list. He's just upset.
Oh my god! Oh my god! A mouse! Oh my god! There's a mouse! Holy
Get it!
crap!
That's good protein.
Get it,
That's
Abby.
good-
Get it.
That's good protein.
Put it in the
Holy
stew.
crap. My
Yeah,
dog
it's
is just
great.
laying there.
Yeah, those
As
the
a
band
mouse.
seal questions.
Mouse.
Yeah,
Dogs,
the last two removed.
races. Yeah, you need.
It's like, honey, get the mouse.
He's like, no.
Yeah.
I mean,
No,
don't you
you
have any compassion? I mean, have you ever seen Ratatouille? I mean, come on, man.
Have you Plague?
I mean, poor mouse.
No.
Yeah, he just ran right across the couch, and I'm like, oh crap.
Across the couch.
Well, okay, no, just at the bottom of the couch. So.
It's probably just Feifel going west. Okay.
Yeah, that would be about the right direction.
All right. So I think we have a question from.
We have one from Van Steel, one from DSP, and I think that's it. So
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think about the First Order relics? Since most of them are pilots and possible future characters, ship synergies.
They're down the list for me.
Yeah, down the list, but who knows? Yeah.
I mean,
I think Kylo Ren Unmasked is intriguing just because he has the health regeneration mechanic, but I'm trying to quickly scan here.
I mean, it is an intriguing question, not because of what's available now, but because what may be available in about 2 or 3 months. So, I mean, like, if there are some ships that come out from the First Order for the movie, then that could be a difference maker. I mean, they could. I mean, listen, they released the Malevolence, and we didn't think that was ever going to fit on the screen. So they could easily, at some point release, Snoke's capital ship, or maybe a new one. I mean, there may be a new capital ship for Palpatine in the next movie or something. Like another version of Palpatine. We'll have to see. It probably won't be First Order, though. I'd imagine Palpatine would still be under the... I'm so confused about what they're doing with the new movie, because it's like... I see. I know it's the First Order, and Kylo Ren is the head of the First Order, and they have this whole First Order stuff, but then there's also...
We'll have to see.
There's also the Sith Troopers, so I don't know what they're doing, but okay.
We'll wait till we get more information.
If you really want to put a relic on it, just maybe do Kylo Ren Unmasked. I've got a Gear 13. I've got to go both Kylo's Gear 13. I don't think I'm going to do the relic on the old Kylo. They just keep trying to make him, just give him damage, and that's not what I want. So I don't want him to do a bunch of damage. I just want him to be support. But
I just want him to be good. God.
Either way, like Maurice said, I would definitely hold off for now and just see what happens, right? Because they're definitely not worth it at the moment, but...
Well, you got to think one of those characters is going to be, some existing first character in your First Order team is going to be excluded. So,
right,
you don't want to relic the one that's not going to be any good.
There you go.
And DSP's last question: Young Han was great for Hoth TB. Would it be worth to take him to Gear 13 Relic 1 sometime soon?
No.
After all the meta characters?
No.
I would say
Young
no.
Han is
Yeah.
not what I would do. No.
No.
I can check real quick on the stats for you, but that's just I know young Lando actually, both Landos actually get a pretty significant damage increase. I'd say that young Han gets 144% damage boost. His relic looks pretty good, but he's one of the cases of not the best character. I would do a better character with a lesser relic probably before him.
I mean, he is pretty good for raids, etc. But I mean, like as far as that goes, I would say there are probably a lot of characters that you're going to need to get done relic-wise before him. You know, just for territory wars and territory battles. Also, Great Arena, if that matters to you.
If you find yourself using him consistently in all areas of the game, his relic's not bad. But me personally, I love Young Han.
I use the team, but I mean, it's just not
Yeah,
a priority
not-
compared to some of these other characters.
Yeah.
I mean, I love the prepared team, but it's I just can't. You know, I just got Separatist kind of squared away. I still have to do IG Magna Guard, which I just did 5, so I'm crying already, getting ready to do Magna Guard next. So I was like, yeah, just they're gear 11. You know, Vandor is 12. You know, so is L3. So I mean, the team works just fine the way it is as a backline defensive team, but I'm not. It's going to be a while before I take those to 12, let alone 13.
Honestly, also, you know, and I'm not going to say that, you know, you're not, you know, obviously you want to take advice and kind of look at where the meta should go. But what Dr. Gonzo says there in the chat should be something you consider as well, to be honest with you. I'm not saying, you know, go out and just level up whoever you want. But if there are particular characters that you love and you want to get them to a certain level and you just want to level up their relic, I would say, listen, go for it. At the end of the day, you know, you have to enjoy this game. You know, so if you don't have fun, then everything else doesn't really matter. All right, so just, you know, make sure you're having fun. You know, regardless of what you're doing, is what I'm saying. That's all.
Here, DSP, I'm gonna while they wrap up here, I'll post a link for the Scoundrel Discord server in the chat here. It's a very good server. They can help you a lot more.
For sure, that's a good server, yeah. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up here. I appreciate everybody hanging out late with us tonight. It was definitely a fun show. You know, we'll be back next week with some more info, hopefully, about what's happening. You know, we got... you know, a few more days in the bag with these relics, and hopefully we'll have some more, you know, experience with them and kind of get some more info about the GOTB and maybe the relic abilities, possibly a new event coming over the next few days. So we'll have to wait and see. But again, definitely make sure to check out everybody's channels. The links are all in the description. Ranger, what's going on this week for you guys over at Reality Skewed Gamers?
There are normal stuff. Our big thing is next week on the 24th, we will be going to the Children's Hospital of Atlanta to help raise awareness for CHOA and for the American Cancer Society. We've already kicked off our campaign for next year for the big marathon run, so we're kicking it off by visiting the Children's Hospital of Atlanta. Me and Finn will be dressed up as Star Wars characters. I'll be going as Darth Revan. He'll be going as Jedi Counselor Finn, and we'll be bringing lightsabers to the kids and playing games with them. And so we're going to need as much support as we can to make that event really kick ass so we can do more stuff like that.
That is super, super awesome of you guys. So I will be supporting you guys, and I hope that all of you out there do the same. Again, make sure to go check out their show on Wednesday nights. Link is in the description to the channel. And, you know, again, they do a lot of charity work. So, you know, it's definitely, you know, helpful for, you know, anybody. If you can contribute anything that you can out there, it's always, every little bit helps, you know. Also, I did also link in the description this week, as we've told you in the past, Avinash's channel with the Boba's Alliance. So what's up with Boba's Alliance, Abby? Do we have any new videos, any new podcasts coming?
We're going to be recording a podcast coming up this weekend. So we had somebody out on vacation this weekend, so it was like, oh, darn. So we just put it off for a week. It'll be I don't remember how many episodes we've done. 3? Something like that. I don't remember. Not very many. We're just kind of just starting. So it's just going to be a lot of fun, just a little bit of talk, and we'll get that going this weekend.
Awesome. Definitely make sure to check that out. Again, the Boba's Alliance channel's in the description. And Maurice, what's going on with Operation Metaverse this week for you and T-Bunny?
We got a stream on Tuesday. We might do another kind of random stream in the middle of the week like we did last week. That went pretty well. We did put out a video last week, kind of initial reactions to the relics. Now we could probably do a little more thorough one with some actual factual type things to it instead of us, like Relic's been out for 6 hours. We're like, hey guys, this looks pretty good. We actually put some factual backing behind it. So yeah, same old stuff. Doing the trying to crush Grand Arena. Looks like I'm skirting it close here to Kyber. I'm on track, but I can't really make any mistakes here. So this will be interesting to close this out. So we'll see. Maybe we'll stream a Grand Arena or two. Who knows?
For sure. Okay. Definitely make sure to check out the Operation Metaverse live stream on Tuesday nights. Link is in the description for that. And they also, do put out videos periodically with some really cool and interesting team compositions. So definitely make sure to check those out. But definitely go to www.thealliancegaming.com to check out all the content creators for the Alliance, including such wonderful people as ALLIDNCE and, any of the other Alliance alum that does post their content on the channel. You can also find a link in that channel to the Alliance server if you're looking for a guild. We do have guilds for all player levels, so definitely make sure to check that out. So we will be back next Sunday, hopefully after a Giants victory, and be a lot happier. We'll see. All right.
They played hard today, man. They played hard.
Yeah. It's Buffalo.
It's disappointing. Yeah, it's disappointing. But all right, guys. Thank you for everybody for hanging out. I really appreciate all the support, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Okay, guys. Have a good night, and may the force be with you. Cheers, everybody.